all about trains.
And we're going to be watching for flood potential.
Those old train videos.
Thanks so much, and thank you so much for being with us all day long as Dan and I have been here throughout Hurricane Irma coverage. We're going to break now. World News Tonight will be coming up with David Muir anchoring from Florida, and we will have a very special edition of 2020 tonight at 7 p.m. prime time. We hope you'll join us for all the very latest on the hurricane coverage on Hurricane Irma, a monster storm wreaking devastation.
I'm back. We have been placed. Roomie. Meow. Meow. The poultries are dancing. The poultries are dancing. Ha 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 ha. Poultries are dancing. The poultries are dancing. Ha 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 ha. Poultries are dancing.
Peterson, Thursday night at 9/8 Central, only on. Now from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9.
I know that. I'm in timeout.
Another landfall in Florida. Hurricane Irma comes ashore as a major Category 3 hurricane. Millions riding up the storm now without power as the wind is ripping up trees and floodwaters devour streets. It is a storm of historic and epic proportions. New at 6, team coverage of this devastating storm that's battling Florida and what it can bring to the Carolinas. I want to show you some live pictures now. This is in Naples, Florida, where the wind has been howling and the rain is really coming down here, similar to some other video you've been seeing on ABC this afternoon. And the eye of Irma right now approaching Fort Myers, Florida. Here's the live radar as it scrapes there up along the west coast of Florida. Irma has been downgraded to a Category 2 hurricane. Still powerful, though, still very dangerous. I'm Scott Ricochet.
And I'm Allison Lotus. We're also getting in school closings. Take a look. Chesterfield County schools are
closed on Monday. Lancaster County Schools will dismiss early Monday. That will be a half day for students and staff. Cherokee County Schools are also closed tomorrow. We have a team of meteorologists and reporters tracking this historic storm. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson with the latest update on Irma's intensity and track.
All right, Allison, we've at the center of the storm now over Naples, Florida, just to the north of it. It made a second landfall about an hour or so ago, and it's churning due north along the coastline. Top sustained winds, 110 miles an hour. Do not let the fact it was downgraded make you think that this thing is no longer strong. Lost 5 miles an hour. It is still a very powerful storm. Now, what John and I have noticed this afternoon is the storm is moving more north than it is west. The more inland it goes, the better off Central Florida will be. You can still see the pickup, the center of the eye of the storm near Bonita Springs. It's basically moving north along I-75. Captiva, Sanibel Island, next to see the eye wall, and then eventually the Fort Myers area. We've been analyzing winds 100, 110 miles an hour. Naples, as the eye wall came in, actually saw 142 mile an hour wind gusts. But this is a massive storm. Tropical storm force winds extend out over 200 miles, and hurricane force winds 85 miles, which means all the way up the coast, all the way up through Tampa Bay, the I-40 corridor, we are seeing those hurricane force winds. And the storm will lift north up through the west coast of Florida, the Big Bend, overnight into tomorrow, and then eventually on into Alabama and Tennessee, well to our west. But the wind flow will continue to push storm surge waters through southwest Florida overnight tonight into tomorrow. You can still see the circulation of the storm, and that's going to push it toward the Carolinas. And you see a storm surge here, even late tomorrow night. For more on the more local impacts, let's head over to John.
Well, Steve, you're talking about how that storm is a little more inland in Florida. If that trend continues, this forecast could change. But this is what we're going with. Maybe a couple bands moving into Charlotte by the afternoon. But the worst weather continuing to be Monday night into Tuesday when we watch this wall of rain move through. And it's going to add up in a hurry in a short amount of time. In fact, computer models are placing us right around the 1 to 2 inch category Monday night in through Tuesday with some very heavy rain. So let's break down the threats that we see, and as we notice this, you've got to have the weather app downloaded, my friends, because it'll give you those watches and warnings, and we could have a number of them, from flash flood warning potential to maybe even tornado warning potential. But this is what we see for the flash flooding threat that will be greatest across the high country as we go maybe into closer through Charlotte, through the Midlands, with all that wind and rain, even with a wind of like 30 to 40 miles an hour, could lead to some downed trees. And also, with those downed trees on power lines, power outages are also going to be an issue. Allison?
Thanks, John. Here's the latest from Florida. Irma is now being blamed for at least 3 deaths, including a sheriff's deputy and correction officer in Monroe County killed in a car crash. More than 2 million Florida residents have already lost power, and over 116,000 people in Florida are riding out the storm in shelters tonight.
Some people in Florida are actually walking on the ocean floor. Look at this video. This was in Tampa today. This is usually underwater. This family out there on the mud where the bay waters receded. The Irma's pressure pulled the water away from the shore, and you can see there the exposed ocean floor. It will, of course, soon come rushing back in even higher, creating a dangerous storm surge. Now we're seeing damage in Florida. This is someone's backyard in Fort Lauderdale. It's so powerful. Watch right here as it just pulls that tree over and pulls those pavers up right out of the ground and making a huge mess in that backyard.
And this astonishing photo was taken just north of West Palm Beach. This is in Stewart, Florida. The tree you see here topping onto someone's home, crushing the roof. You can just see the basketball hoop knocked down as well. A family was inside at the time, but thankfully they're okay tonight. The wind gusts are just too powerful for any boulder sprays. This is a marina in the Florida Keys. In town here, you can see a boat detached from its supports, and it's just drifting through the storm waters. A state of emergency has been expanded for the entire state of Georgia ahead of Hurricane Irma.
Caroline's Paul Boyd is live near Atlanta right now, where wind gusts could hit 60 miles per hour tomorrow. Let's go now to some of the state of emergency here in Georgia right now. We've also watched a lot of Florida just 4 months.
Humira can lower your this Adam Carter, and I'm going to show you this. It's totally cool. This is the keyboard. I'm going to do this quick because I'm going to show you what it sounds like. I'm going to set this down.
Certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores, don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Join over 250,000 people who have chosen Humira. Ask about the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists. Humira and go. Injured on the job, wronged by your employer, wronged by the insurance company? Oxner and Permar has the experience to get you the benefits you deserve. Call 1-800-319-9000. We make wrongs right. Tonight we continue to track Hurricane Irma. A live look here at the radar as the now Category 2 storm works its way up the Florida peninsula. They are causing damage across the state. We have live pictures here from Naples, Florida, where the wind is so strong and there's so much rain that you really can't really see much of anything.
Thanks that way.
Rain is out there and very
that way.
there.
I'm going to use my fingers because I'm going to show you this, what it sounds like.
Say they will not have school tomorrow. Well, thousands are still on the roadways trying to get to safety.
And at the North Carolina
Protecting this little dog was the
I'm gonna do EOWS, Leinster, tornadoes, iron times. There we go.
Her eyes welled with tears as she spoke of the friends and home she's left behind.
I guess it's starting to make worse.
On the road, it was another kind of storm. She says it took 8.5 hours to get through just South Carolina.
I guess the people on the West Coast were just not listening and thought they were in the clear. They were all panicking and leaving yesterday.
We met Hertzek walking her dog at this North Carolina Welcome Center, joined by others doing exactly the same on their way to safety.
Well, it's clearly bigger than anything I ever remember.
Coming from Charleston, Alan Anderson made a hotel reservation in Charlotte 1 week ago. He, like so many other evacuees, are left waiting until Irma passes.
If the storm surge is anywhere near what they're predicting, we'll probably have some water in the ground floor.
I kind of am afraid of what I'm going to go back to. I've never seen anything like this in Florida, and I was there for Hurricane Andrew, and I saw how unpredictable he was, and he was like a baby compared to her.
Elsa Gillis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Let's take you back to another live look. This is Palm Beach, Florida, where the storm surge is still happening there, and also the area dealing with those hurricane-force wind gusts. Very intense conditions here in Florida. Chief Meteorologist Steve Edelson is in Severe Weather Center 9 with more on her downgraded, but still a monster storm.
And very dangerous, Allison. I just saw a message out of Naples, Florida, where the storm surge rose 7 feet in 90 minutes as the wind shifted from offshore to onshore. The storm went by.
I saw a message out of Naples, Florida, where the storm surge rose 7 feet in 90 minutes as the wind shifted from offshore to onshore. The storm went by. I saw a message out of Naples, Florida, where the storm surge rose 7 feet in